evening and welcome to Coffee and Tea with Aeson and Dottie, the original coffee and tea. How are you, honey?
Hello, my darlings. Spicy, that's how I am, neuro-spicy.
Are
I
you
prefer
neuro-spicy?
because it's more of a crunchy, crackly feeling than a feeling right now.
Oh, well that's good. Have you had your coffee?
Neuro Kentucky Fried Chicken over here.
Drink your coffee. I've been looking forward to sitting down and talking with you, actually. Because one of our patrons shared a few spicy neurodivergency videos with me that was talking about the use of caffeine.
Oh, yeah, you sent me that one. Actually, I've
Yeah.
heard that before. I've heard other neurodivergent ADHD. I don't know what, they may not affect autistic people the same way as it does people with ADHD.
Right.
But that is actually something I've heard before. I have spoke to multiple people who are like, yeah, I take my 2 cups of coffee in the morning and then I'm ready to go. Don't speak to me before my coffee.
Well, I have that rule in my life. Don't speak to me before I have coffee because I will go off and tell you 400 different things that you didn't ask me about.
I sort of wander around in some sort of enchanted haze in the morning. Like, if that is often, like, if I wake up, a lot of times I wake up feeling great.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling in tune. When I'm depressed, that's my hardest time of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm having a God, okay, so y'all, I'm gonna be straight up. I went back on my antidepressants.
Yay.
Being the so content warning, mental health.
Right.
It's on my mind. I thought that was hilarious.
No, I think that content warning mental health is a good thing, but I think we got to talk about. Oh.
Devil
Very
Mountain.
interesting. Ooh, that is a good coffee, Ben. That is a good coffee. Devil Mountain Black Label is a good coffee. And do you find that you're high? But anyway, yeah, it does help a heat. I am looking for London Fog. I have never found a coffee better than Fog Lifter by London Fog. It will bring my brain into functionality quickly. So we don't know if Aeson's ADHD or what, because Aeson just has a dyslexia posted note. He's probably somewhere that. But no, that content drives other content to me, and I wanted to talk to you about some of your coping mechanisms.
Some of my coping mechanisms?
Yeah.
It is honestly I'm still learning coping mechanisms. I've only really here's the thing. I was diagnosed as a child.
Mm-hmm.
I was diagnosed in second grade, and I
Mm-hmm.
can remember the test. It was a bunch of like simple math questions, and they were like driving me, timing me, and I did really, really well, even though I was like failing because I wasn't able to get my work done because the whole day I was just like watching the room,
Mm-hmm.
just off in my own little world. And this is back in the day where you just sat down and did it, even though I was in like second grade. We had 4 recesses during that time period, during second grade. And there were often times where I would miss 3 of the 4 and get out like 5 minutes before the recess bell rang. So I missed out on a lot of resources.
Very understandable.
So that's doesn't mean just because that's when I was diagnosed, that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that's when I started learning to cope with it.
Right. Well, not only that, but it's been my understanding, and it's been my tactic dealing with my stuff, is you learn to cope, and then when that coping mechanism doesn't work, you have to find another one.
I think that I can pick up old ones. It's a matter of resetting routines. That's the hardest part.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm one of these people who will get into the routine of telling myself to do something rather than actually doing something until my best friend tells me to get off the pot.
Right.
And that's usually how that works. I irritate somebody else's accountability buddy.
Well, that's an important part is the accountability. I kind of use my planner as the accountability to make sure that, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
All right.
And then shit changes and you have to change with it. And that for me is very hard.
Yeah. I've only really, here's the thing, like, I haven't had as many symptoms since I've been working on Dottie the Psychic. I've learned to open like 4 or 5, I'm sorry, y'all, I took some anti-anxiety medication, and it is just, you know what, that's just where we are. It's just where we are, okay, folks? So if I slur my words, if I'm a little extra neurocrispy, sorry. We'll get through this. We're gonna get through this together.
Right. And we will rock it along.
I'm not embarrassed. Like, I am not embarrassed at this point in my life. Like, yes, I took some anti-anxiety medication because my teeth were on edge.
Right.
I dealt with that, and now this is the consequence. And I kind of accept that in the moment. Like, sometimes the best coping mechanism I have is humor. And that's honestly part of where I started Dottie the Psychic. Right. That's kind of the message I wanted to bring to the world, is that you can create a self that owns up to what's going on and addresses it directly.
Right. But at the same time, understanding where it's at and understanding what level you're at. The Aeson goes through times he is just like, fuck, I am at E. I am on E. People are coasting on my last nerve.
Oh, yeah. I know you're there, buddy. This is a good month for mental health.
It is. The next month is Mental Health Month, October, which I find weird.
I thought it was March. March Madness.
Mental Health Day is the 10th of October.
That's a good day to celebrate.
Yeah.
Dark humor has gotten me through a lot too. Like, I'm here with you, man. And yes,
Monday.
The psychic anxiety is real. Like, I love dark, weird places. I do better in a haunted building than I do in an office space. Like,
well, isn't it good that you work in both?
Yeah, there have been times where I've had anxiety. I had an anxiety. It's like, there's one thing to guarantee you're going to set off an anxiety attack is to perform in front of people. Mm-hmm. And that's what I do for a living now. So that tells you I've learned to take that energy and put it towards something fantastic.
Right.
That's one of my coping mechanisms.
Right. And keep it balanced. And, for me and anxiety in general, it is very much getting lost in music, getting lost in routine, getting to where things are my balance of not thinking, letting the guides do their job and letting me be the human. And that is difficult sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, y'all, we signed up for a rough one tonight. Let's just get straight into it, huh?
Yeah. Well, let's get into some other things. So what have you been up to? Let's do the traditional chitty chat. Looks like you trimmed your hair a little on the side.
Actually, I didn't. I just brushed it with a polishing brush.
Oh.
So I kind of give it a polished look. I'm experimenting with hairstyles that don't require any heat or, anything like, natural hair looks. Everybody should know and love their own hair.
Yes.
Their own face. And sometimes you gotta literally retrain your brain, especially if you've been through an abusive situation or something that really brings you low. Sometimes learning to appreciate your own face again is just fucking magical.
Right, it does. And finding your face.
I am not Dottie the Psychic by accident.
Well,
she's an entire coping mechanism.
She is an entire coping. She's a whole identity, and I think that it's interesting because you hear drag queens all the time say that they lost who they were and they stay their personality more often than not. And I'm like,
maybe that's who you really are.
Maybe that's real you are. Maybe you are just that outlandish, and we as psychics attempt to separate ourselves from our professionalism. Like, we like to go out and drop our hair, but it still happens. Hello, Shannon. How are you, darling? Welcome to the club. Grab your coffee, sit down, let's talk some shit.
You know what? Sometimes being outside by yourself is a good thing.
Yes.
I have some friends who actually live on like in a communal situation, and I go and I visit them because you can just crash on the couch. We're all very neuropositive.
Right.
Neurodiverse.
Yes. Very verse. So, I've been working on some things and some projects, and it's the end of the month, and the anxiety level's at 480 because we're doing books and we're doing magazines and we're getting Patreon ready and we're doing this and we're doing that, and I just want to drop this change and that change on us like fucking fire.
Yeah, I know. I'm still working on my webpage. It's on it, but I shifted hard. On that. I'm sorry. Part of the reason I'm having anxiety, is because I have been doing a massive amount of behind the scenes things that I do not want to talk about until they are ready.
Right. And we do not want to talk about anything until it is ready to go, because a big problem in this fucking industry.
Lots of promises, and then they finish. Oh,
fuck, that ain't the problem. Here's the problem. Here's the problem, guys. So Aeson watches a lot of his industry and a lot of things within his industry. Aeson will develop a plan and we'll start doing something, and within 2 fucking weeks, someone else is doing it. I'm like, are you fucking shitting me? Are you shitting me? Are you that damn, the other day I'm scrolling through, checking out, some of the people I follow, and guess what popped up?
Newsletter?
No, newsletter's old fucking news. That's 1980s marketing, honey. Someone that's not had a logo before. Never had a logo. Never had a logo. Never had a logo. Had a logo. And I got to looking at the logo and I went, why does this feel familiar? Where do I know this logo from? Then I start looking at the offers. I look at the offers and it's ask me anything. Let me kick your ass reading.
Did they just copy and paste your shit?
Not my shit. All our shit.
Fuck. Is it a bot? Like, is it a fucking scammer? Or is it like somebody who's actually trying to get... I mean, not that there's a difference, but like, what scale are we talking about getting fucked here?
We're talking about getting fucked on a Friday night with not even good dick, honey. After you've been to the bar for a while, fuck. But I looked at it and I went, hold it. I know half this fucking shit. Who hasn't asked me anything reading? Oh, well, that's Miss Natalie. And who has a turtle? Oh, well, that's Dottie. Oh, and I see they're doing this and they're getting ready to do classes. Oh, well, that's me. And yep, that's the name of some of my classes. And I'm like, motherfuckers. The next thing you're going to have is a spiritual community. I'm like, all right, well, we can handle this the way we handle this.
Wait a minute. Was this a group or was this like somebody?
No, this is one psychic that had WVU psychics and cherry picked through shit. Yeah.
Wow. Just wow. Like, can we actually find out who this person really is?
It ain't worth it. I've already nuked them. Well, I've not nuked them. Google has a lovely thing about copying people's shit, even if it is just a sea turtle with an eye on the back of its shell.
Nice. Well, at least my logo got picked. It was the prettiest of the bunch, apparently.
Apparently.
Cheers! I got noticed.
The funny part, I was watching them post, and they're posting that, a hurricane is heading towards them. I'm going, You raped a fucking 8 psychic website to create your own. Ian, take care of it, honey. No, we don't. We're classier. We don't blast their names. We just let you know that we are the originals.
Y'all, there's everybody in the chat. I just want to thank you for putting forward your story.
Yeah.
How is living in a car going? Like, I've actually really been interested in like van lifing it. I actually have a van outside. I don't want to talk about the van outside.
The gypsy just needs what? Motor? Is that our problem? She got to get her engine cooking?
Her problem is I gotta go out there and put blood. The gods of auto demand blood and pain. Every time you work on a car, you're gonna wrap your knuckles, or really fucking hurt yourself every now and again.
Right.
Dang, like wow.
Yeah.
That never goes well. This is one of those things. I crack this joke because there's been just a couple of times where I got stiffed.
Right.
I never understood, like, if you believe enough to sit down and get your fortune told, and some of these people, they seem to be really into it.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to stiff me? I'm either a conduit for the divine. I'm either pulling down some secrets from this higher space, or I know a lot of shit I shouldn't because I'm talking to some creatures.
Yeah.
I don't know how either one of these scenarios gives you the balls to walk off without paying me, but think twice.
Or thrice.
Or at all,
Right.
That's really cool. That's like van lifing. Like, it's a thing now.
Mm-hmm.
Showers at truck. That sounds awesome.
Yep.
So for those of you who are not watching on YouTube, we have a guest who is talking about basically living out of his vehicle, traveling across the nations, and doing it well. I want to. Good luck, man. Good luck.
Yeah. And if you don't hit the shower at the truck stop, you can always I'll put it to you this way: you can always hit the gyms. All gyms normally have showers, and yeah, you can go in there and hit the shower.
There was also I think it's called Harvest Time. It's a service. Now I don't know if it's within your budget because it looks bougie. It does look a bit on the bougie side, but it's like a subscription.
Harvest Host.
Harvest Host.
Yes. But no.
Okay, I'm sorry. That did kind of draw my attention.
I know, but no, these are interesting stories that we pick up and things go on, and these are things that we go through. Because if you're on a tour for 7 days, a tour for 3 days during 7 events, you got to hit a shower in between you hitting a hotel or not hitting hotels.
I haven't gotten that far out yet. I need to either get brave or get off the road and go like someplace like Columbus or, Salem or something crazy like that.
Oh, honey, this was a simple Charleston, Fairmont, Morgantown, back to Fairmont, down to Charleston.
I'm only doing one weekend. I do 3 weekends a month. October, I'm pushing it because it's October, and one of those weekends is a wedding that is on top of every other event of the season.
Are you marrying them or just blessing them?
I am actually going to vlog it.
Oh, you're filming them, so you're recording their souls. Got it.
No. I'm just trying to take some really pretty pictures of the bride. Make everything look nice. You know, there is something magical about recording things. You're recording things. Like I want to do one of these days I want to sit down and really, really take a deep, true, like epic journey into the concept of the eye. So it's nice. Oh, sometimes when I get invited to weddings, and this doesn't mean that like if I don't know you, you're gonna have to pay me to do this. But it's one of those things that I can offer people, just my friends, where I put together wedding videos. And I really didn't mean to mention those on air. But I've got a wedding that weekend. That was oversharing.
Right. You're doing fine.
You know what? I'm doing fabulous, actually. Things are really looking up. I know right now I'm having a moment. Like this whole show, it's going to be a moment that we get to share together. I'm so glad somebody gets to see this madness because it would be a shame to waste it.
Yeah.
But
not shame to waste it. It's important to understand what goes on. I mean, it's kind of like when I'm in the zone. Some of the things that are able to be channeled, but it takes work. And yeah, some people say that psychic life is madness. No, we're hopping in and out of people's lives all damn day going, well, you should have fucking gave him a call last week. No, you need to leave him the hell alone.
Oh my God. The amount of times I'm like, girl, just get yourself free. Get on the bus, Gus.
Yeah.
Get yourself free.
Right.
I gotta listen to that song later because I can, yeah.
How do you get cards, Tammy? You get cards by just going and buying them or ordering them. I mean, it depends on which type of cards you want. Normally we chitter chat. We'll do readings sometimes during the show. So you put your name and birth date and email address if you're wanting us to draw cards.
I can't read tonight.
Don't worry, I'll cover it. I got it.
I am not in the proper headspace to do that tonight.
And that's an important thing to realize.
It is, because honestly, that's one of the things that is one of the things that separates a professional from an amateur.
Right.
Folks, self-care. You are, when you do this for a living, you have to perform like a machine in a way. This is not just simply like, this is such a part of my existence that I can do this the same way that you all do your day-to-day jobs.
Right.
I don't get to necessarily do all the pomp and circumstance that I would like to get into the very, to take myself gently down into that space. Sometimes I get a call in the fucking toilet.
See, and I think that's something to talk about. And, Ben says that it amazes me how you shift, y'all shift gears and connect from person to person. It isn't, for me, it's not that hard. It's literally my spirit guide grabbing one stack of paperwork off the shelf, another stack of paperwork, boom, 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 boom. They think that we sit around in lotus position, which, dear God, my body has done lotus position enough. It hates it.
I need to get exercising again. You know what? I love yoga. There is something special. I will tell this to my other fellow psychics. Like, self-care really is a huge part of what makes a professional a professional.
It is. People do not like that I have times booked out. Sorry, I'm booked. People do think that I should be able to jump together.
How do I disconnect? How do you not let it drag you down? Sometimes it gets you. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it gets
you. How do you disconnect? You literally, for me, it's when I take my glasses off. I'm done for the night. I'll set my glasses down. I'm going to grab a shower. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go be, bear and watch TV and eat some popcorn and watch some of the dumbest movies I can find.
I have a friend who lives with me who makes me sit down and watch videos with her, and it's terribly romantic.
Oh, it can be terribly romantic and also be terribly lovely to just disconnect and put this damn thing to bed. Like, when this goes on charge, the world is better.
Yeah. Turning the thing off.
Yeah.
It's something I'm having to learn to do, because Sometimes my phone, and it's not just like psychic things, but like friend things. This is not just a professional psychic. The advice we're giving would be good for anybody who's considering any sort of psychic work
Well, not only
or
that, but
any sort
anybody
of
that works
regular
as an
work.
entrepreneur, you have to draw your lines. Literally, I love the HB90 system when you sit down and you take a year and you go through and you take a black marker, you grab you a black marker, and you mark out the days you are taking off for the year. Every day off you're taking. And then you fill in the rest.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I have
I am
days
terrible at that.
next year that I'm not touching. My phone will be off. If you need me, you need to call Joe. I will not be at my computer. If you need something, you need to call Joe. Or you need to call the invisible assistance number.
I need to, you know what? I need to take and do an event just for the sake of doing an event. Like, there's this thing, like, there's this campsite called Wisteria.
Uh-huh.
And they are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Very spiritual kind of retreat.
Mm-hmm.
They have events, public events. And that's actually was one of my healing moments
Mm-hmm.
coming out of a pretty bad marriage. Like,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it still shocks me how screwed up I let things get, but he never hit me. And that tells you, the fact that I said that out loud should tell you everything you need to know about that relationship.
But the physical hitting is totally different than mental hitting. Especially when you deal with a narcissistic son of a bitch, honey. You know, the words can hurt just as much as the fist. The behavior can hurt just as much as the fist.
It has rendered some really hilarious moments.
Mm-hmm. Breathe.
I'm trying to make it a concerted effort to not mention my ex ever again.
Well, I understand that, but until you address the wound and the cut and allow it to heal by taking out the poison, it'll always pop up there.
Yeah, but I'm not ready to do that shit on air. Like,
Well, I don't
I
think that we
told
should
my
do it on
psychic
air,
pretty fair,
darling, but it will.
Oh yeah, no, that's another thing you've got to watch, because like separating from people, I don't have it from, like, if you're talking about in between readings, like if you're doing rapid fire readings, a lot of times it's not so much that you separate. It's almost like you set up a bound for people to come in and pass through. Like when you set up to do readings, you get a table that you kind of control. So you set your space around you in that, like, and it's sometimes not very big. Like I love to do the bullpit thing. At least in West Virginia, I hear that it's actually terrible other places. But
well, see, I like bullpit readings because then I don't have to deal with a handler. I don't have to deal with massive setup. I don't have to deal with marketing. I don't have to deal with showing. All I got to do is be there and read. Bell rings. Next, it's speed dating psychic readings.
Yes. Yeah. And like I love to have somebody like just gently lead the client to like, here's your next appointment. I'm like, yes.
Yes. Yeah,
it's nice. And that's not so hard, because you get control when you have that sort of situation. Even at even like an event where I've got a full table set up, there is understood space. Like you're casting this understood spaces, because it's not necessarily, people think of circles, but this is not necessarily a circle. It is more because you're basically outlining things in your mind. So you get a picture of the space in your mind. Your client comes in, they get their reading because they're in that spot, and they move out.
Right.
You do have to, and there's multiple levels. Like it's not just, me and him and me and this person in the chamber, because I never know what they're bringing to the circle. They may be bringing, childhood trauma, or they might just be a narcissistic vampire. I know every psychic knows what I'm talking about when I say vampire, because you feel like the life has been drained out of you, and you're like,
yeah. And a lot of times I don't find that they don't even do it knowledgeably, and it's more so the life they're going through would suck the life out of anybody.
right.
You're caring for 5 people at home while trying to date this dude that's a fucking asshole and cannot even keep a date situations.
I feel like
that was get you a new man.
I gotta go let my dogs in.
I gotta take a commercial.
Hi, I'm Dottie the Psychic, and I'm sure you're wondering why I'm not wearing any makeup. Well, One reason is to irritate my social media manager, Aeson Knight. Hi, Aeson. The other reason is because I like to get to the naked truth about what it means to be a neurodivergent LGBT person with psychic abilities. I've got vlogs, blogs, and podcasts and videos all related to trying to live my best life and helping witches and bitches do the same thing. So, you can check all that out and get a reading from Dottie the Psychic at DOTTIE.psychic.com. Safe travel and much profit to you.
Do you have a cute pet? We know you do. Each week, Tracy Van chooses from submitted photos a featured reader for her Facebook page and provides a tarot reading. Your adorable pet cat, dog, rabbit, goat, chicken, snake, or more could be her next featured reader. Visit TracyVan.com, TracyVann.com, and click Featured Reader to submit. We look forward to seeing your pet next.
Hey everybody, Lady Gwendolyn here, and I am here to tell you how to get in contact with me and a little bit about what I do. I am the High Priestess that works with shadow work to help you grow and heal, and I work with access bars, Reiki, I do power forms. I'm recently getting into crystal healing, sound therapy as well. So you can go to Lady Gwendolyn Healing, that is LadyGwendolynHealing.com. Book your appointment with me. I do in person, I do over the phone, I do over Zoom. We can do that as well. My main goal is to help you grow and heal, because I've been there, I'm still going through it, and I let my strength help guide you. See you soon.
Hey everybody, Natalie here from The Pendulum's Path. If you are in need of guidance, direction, spiritual connection, healing, or more, you have come to the right place. I have worked as a psychic and a medium for over 3 years, connecting people from all over the world with their loved ones, giving them insight and guidance into their current situations, their past healings, their blockages, and what they need to know in order for them to have a better future. It would be my absolute honor if you would come to my website at www.thependulumspath.com. Visit my shop. I have a whole bunch of crystals, oils, balms, mystery boxes, and more. And visit my services. I offer 15-minute, 30-minute, and 60-minute sessions. I also have email readings available if you're not comfortable with the one-on-one session with me, or if you just want to try me out. I encourage you to come visit me at the Pendulum's Path, and let's get you back on the right track today.
And welcome back. So, Shannon, now you have a wonderful alarm clock. It's around the 30-minute mark, so you can just put us on as you're doing your morning thing. And when the commercials come on, it'll wake the kids up for you.
I don't know if I should be honored or a little bit afraid. My voice wakes children from the death of sleep.
Actually, that should be a marketing idea. You have the ability to raise loose,
raise children from their beds.
Exactly.
I didn't realize I was that psychic, but yes, I did. I totally understood. Like, I've kind of always been creepy. It's just nice to be able to use it for something. Like, you can be creepy and be happy, because I used to be the chick from The Ring, man. Like, I look back, there's not a single day in my life where I'm not the weirdo.
Oh, please. See, I've always thought you more of Carol Ann. That is
Carol
not her
Ann?
name.
Well, that'd explain a lot, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm not... Yeah. Oh, we got a video demand up. We have people wanting your videos from West Virginia Pagan Pride.
I will be perfectly honest, I have not done them because I have been working on a major several major projects.
Right. Well, Brenda wants you to just release a reel of the dance contest. Just a dance contest. Doesn't have to be high art, just raw footage.
Let me make sure I got it.
I know you did.
You know I did?
I know you did.
Okay. Yeah, I need to talk to your husband about that. He has some footage I was wondering if he might allow me to include. Since
Possibly.
that cat's out of the bag.
Well,
Oh no,
that
I told
cat's
people
been
that.
out of the
I
bag,
told
honey.
people
We
that.
talked about that cat.
I announced that shit. I stuck my camera in everybody's face. I had to.
Yes.
I'm like, you're gonna be in the video.
Yes.
God. I'm like, you know what? I will say this. I love our small but dedicated community because there were a whole lot of people that were like, look at me. And we're super excited. And other people were like, uh-uh.
Uh-huh. But no, sorry, honey. You talked about that on a show in the past.
Yeah, I've actually got one.
Mhm.
I have I think it was my first Pagan Pride. It
Uh-huh.
was the one, I think it was Gwen's that
It
she
was the
took
one where
over.
you met Joe at. We were commenting about it up on DTP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually, I put that out because I'm gonna do this one.
Yeah.
Be interesting. I honestly, look, here's the thing. I'll tell you exactly what is in the can to be going out on DTP as soon as it's put together and made all pretty, because nothing is. These are the projects that have not been edited.
Mm-hmm.
Ashland Pride, where I was supposed to stand up and I couldn't get any of the footage. It was terrible. That's one.
Uh-huh.
The next one is Pagan Pride.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also did psychic shopping at Earth Magic.
Yay! You went
So
to see
those are
Miss
the three
Mo?
projects.
Isn't she fabulous?
She is fabulous. And I want to get all those videos out for you. I really genuinely I love vlogging. I love putting that out there.
Mm-hmm.
I've started working on a palmistry script. The only thing is that this all got kind of put on hold.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to announce these great projects and then I get them done.
Yep.
But that is what is currently on my table.
Yep.
There's also another major project that has to be done first.
Yep.
That I do not want to talk about.
So we will get the first primary project taken care of, and then the other will flow through. Or, we'll just send it to my husband, and I'll send her a bill.
Right. But the last one that Aeson, you know what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
Everybody else doesn't. When it goes through, it is going to be a big announcement.
Yep.
So be watching for that. It could happen any day.
Uh-huh. It could. But no, there's a lot of different projects I've got in mind, a lot of things but no, we do not talk about them. People do not understand. This is Fight Club. We don't mention projects that we're involved in. We don't mention things that we've done until it's in front of you. Here's why. Because if not, we'll see it again with
Somewhere
a credit
else.
card attached to it. Even if it's like a free project thing.
Here's the thing. I will never solicit you individually for a reading.
Let's not.
I will never do that. You can go through my official sites.
Uh-huh. Yes.
What is my advice on learning palmistry? Oh God, yeah, that's on there. I did a palmistry for basic bitches at
Yes.
at Pagan Pride, and that was a moment. We got to all hell. I started to have an anxiety attack. I'm like, I got to get out of here. Sorry, goodbye.
I've got to get you into Mel Robbins. I just have to get you there.
I was doing great though. It was a lot of fun until
until
I hit my limit. I'm like, oh, limit, goodbye.
Yeah.
And it was great. Like, we had a great time. I just realized, you could tell that I was, we'll say, nervous. Like, when I get nervous and I'm reading, there's zero filter.
Right.
Because I'm trying to give you the clearest, truest message that I can.
Mm-hmm.
And so it comes out as terrifying sounds sometimes. Sorry.
You're
just
fine.
like where I'm trying to form the idea into words. I have made some very weird noises.
That's just the demons trying to get comfortable in you.
Probably.
Yep.
Consent is key.
It was Crawley's favorite class.
Consent is key. That's all I'm going to say.
Yep. Yeah, consent is
I'm
key.
really glad you liked it. That's actually what I'm based on. I took the outline I did for that class, and I'm going to elaborate on it. I want to do it ASMR style. This has been in my idea pot, my little well of ideas, since the inception of the channel.
Right.
This is one of the first ones. This one, the Cardmancy one, and the Tea Party. And I've made the Tea Party happen. Which, God, that is my high art. Y'all, that is my high art. Don't laugh.
Well, I'm just surprised. I'm really surprised because when I came up, that was a dead art. When I mean dead art is nobody was doing it. Nobody wanted it done. Because I can read palms, and you've done a very good class about, palms and, the mountain of Venus and, the different lines there and what the braiding means and why the left hand and the right hand are different, and looking at your hands and looking at the texture of your hands to see, are you a hard worker or are you a babe? Looking at the quality of your nails.
This is one of the subjects I usually try to avoid. I try to generally avoid the vocabulary of a divination when I teach it, because I think that's something that you should go and figure out on your own.
Right.
You need to put in other work. I will give you, that's your homework.
Well, that's your advanced class that they can pay $150 for.
Huh?
That's your advanced class that they can pay $150 for.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pay me $150 to explain all the fucking tarot cards to you, at least. I'm not sure that we get all the tarot cards.
Palmistry.
Oh, palmistry?
Yeah, share my lane. Get in yours. Over in your lane.
I don't know. Tell me what I said later.
We were talking about your palmistry class, and you were saying that you don't cover like the mountain of Venus, wall of Aries, Pluto's circle, and the base of your thumb, and what that means. I said, no, that's your advanced class that they can pay you $150 for.
I teach a few. If I'm going to teach you palmistry, I'm going to give you enough language to start looking and seeing. But ultimately, that's a chance for you to maybe, read the source material. I try to put references in a lot of my stuff. You may not. I need to go through, and one of these days, that is a project that is down the line, because I've still got to fix. I still want to change some things with other things. I haven't totally. If you all know, I have been in a total revamp. The channel the media is shifting to a more professional setup, a setup that actually complements my particular neurocrispiness.
With cookies.
Just not sprinkles. No,
chocolate chips.
Just not sprinkles.
We don't do sprinkles.
No sprinkles. No sprinkles. No, I don't care what kind of sprinkle they are. No sprinkles. If you're going to decorate the thing, decorate the thing. Don't just put cardboard on top of it.
Thank you. But audience poll, does anybody really like sprinkles on anything?
Maybe those fake chocolate ones that you get at weddings.
No.
Palmistry for Basic Bitches was a great class, man. I just want to apologize to all my students who are showing up in the live stream who took that class. I was nervous, and I went off a little further than I meant to.
You've done amazing.
If I just told an entire room of people your darkest secrets, I just want to say that I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm not actually going to apologize, though. I appreciate you not getting angry with me, because I really should have put that in the content warning. That is something I just need to be I need a list of content warnings even when I'm in person.
Right. I had a question for you. I didn't throw it at you. For years now, I've had a sickle in the palm of my hand.
A sickle?
A sickle.
Did you used to work with you worked in a nursing home, didn't you?
Yep.
That's a touch of death.
Oh yeah.
Don't kill people with it, though. You gotta be careful with that one.
I know.
I'm seen some pretty interesting things. And like this is what a thing about my palmistry classes.
Mhm.
Like, I don't remember the history. That's terrible. But I actually have a palmistry book up there I intend to read before I actually do a class on it, because I'm like, all this stuff I've learned from reading palms. I started reading palms at a bar. That's like part of my origin story.
You know what you should do, Dottie? Get your Post-it note for your compound board. Got an idea for you. The life of Dottie. Go back and visit like the bar you used to read at, the house you grew up in. Take yourself back through those.
People live where I used to live, so
That
I
doesn't
can't
mean you
really
go
do
in
that.
the
But
house.
I can take you to some places around it. Yeah, I can take you to the bar, maybe.
Yeah. Just don't buy a drink. They're watered down anyhow. The dad talked to me. Well, actually, they talked to David. See, that's the weird thing, is I am a different style of medium than every medium you see on. Because I don't actually talk to the dad. David talks to the dad. He tells me what they say. It's a 3-party conversation. And that's why I really, really prefer to do those in person, because sometimes it takes a little bit of charades to get someone to answer you.
It's like, this is the waiting music. We're taking a little bit. Hey, pick up the phone, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I try not to offer mediumship, because one thing, I do feel pretty strong in it, honestly. I really do. Sometimes I can get a really super clear picture. But there's just this stigma around it because so many people have used it to rob people.
Yes.
Even, and some of them are like legit psychics who just, maybe they got a little greedy.
Right.
Maybe they should have taken a day off.
Like, I'm sorry. If you sit down to, all right, I'm going to get really hard truth and pissed off at a moment. Y'all guys ain't going to like it. If you sit down to a reading and you don't know this person, pay attention to the reading. Take notes. Okay? Do not hand more than the cost of the reading to them. If they say, oh, looks like your money's cursed, then go see your financial advisor and go, can we get me some new bills?
What the fuck? I believe it. So, if your money's cursed,
spend it.
I want to need some proof, okay? Like, yeah. I mean, I'll be glad to tell you yay or nay, but either way, here's the thing. Like, I will tell you, if you come to me and you got a problem, I'll tell you what's going on, but then I'm not going to be able to help you anymore. I'm going to have to point you to another service, because what I offer is mediumship and psychic abilities. Well, not mediumship, not really, because of the thing, but sometimes they show up. Like, if somebody shows up, I try to patch them through, kind of deal.
Right.
But
yeah, but the reason I don't offer mediumship on demand is, one, it takes a lot of work to get that person to David, and David to get them to talk to him. Because think about it, dude showing up at your door in paradise going, so your daughter wants to talk to you at 3:00 on Thursday. 3:00 Thursday? Daughter, okay, I don't mind talking to her, but 3:00 Thursday, what time is that? I've not seen a clock over here in 30 years. So, he's like, I'll come get you. So he's got to take care of that. There's no way he can do that. And then you have ones that are like, get the fuck off my grass. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm dead. Leave me the hell alone.
You know what? That's fair. I've picked up accents occasionally.
Uh-huh.
I'm a little afraid that I might be like a full-blown channel if I got really worked up, so...
You do not have time to start another channel, young lady. You already have 3.
Yeah, kind of. 3? I only have 2.
You have 3.
Dottie the Psychic.
Uh-huh.
my main channel,
on YouTube.
where you can find my high art, including my Tessiomancy video, and a video on scammers, and then DTP, my community building channel, where you can find out more about a lot of other psychics and things going on in the community.
And then you had Dottie the TikTok.
Oh, TikTok. I forgot about TikTok. I just put creepy shit on there.
Don't matter. It's still a channel. You have
It is a channel. I randomly put creepy stuff on there.
Yep. You know,
it is my outlet.
Exploring and figuring out what goes on. I did post a TikTok today. If you got a question, I'll give you a 3-card reading on it. If you want to go find me, Aeson Knight over at TikTok, feel free to do so. Please follow me because I want to be able to go live in the evenings when I'm bored.
I'm hoping people join me on Patreon, because if you don't get the newsletter, then you're not going to know. But I've got something interesting I'm going to announce, but it's going to be after the newsletter comes out.
Yeah. But, you know, these are different things we're doing, different mediums. And see, this is so much more now than it was.
Share and subscribe.
When I first joined the business. Because the only thing it required when I joined the business as a basic psychic is I needed a deck of cards, a notepad, and a telephone. And not even a good telephone. Like, they wanted you to have the basic line that could receive calls, no voicemail, no answering machine connected to it.
Yeah. I remember that. You had to have a landline. I did that once for one of them slave lines. I've only actually worked 2 hotlines, and I'm planning on working some things, but not worrying about it right now.
Yeah.
I've actually been getting a lot more personal clients, which is what I want.
Right.
I want to be able to schedule people, and, you know, we can show up and make it nice, because that's always fun. That's always fun.
It is.
So that's what I'm working towards.
Mm-hmm.
But the first hotline I ever went on, I felt dirty.
Oh, let me see if you felt dirty. You had to say, "Hi, this is Dottie the Psychic at extension 6663. I'm so glad you called me today. How can I help you?"
I was Luna Soul.
Oh, Luna Soul. Hi, this is Luna Soul at extension 666.
I may have to do something with Luna Soul.
Yeah.
That was another contender for Dottie the Psychic. I picked Dottie.
Yeah.
I should have gone with Luna Soul. Like, Luna Soul.
We can change your branding at any time, darling. It's just a rebranding cost.
Fuck no.
But
I worked hard to get where I am.
I know, but at the same time. But no, mine used to be, "Hi, this is Raven. How can I help you?" Yes, thanks for calling extension 338, the Psychic Network. Please, make sure to give me your name, birthday, location. Okay, well, let me take a moment and tune in and shuffle the cards. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Okay, darling, I'm ready for your first question. How would you like me to help you today? Oh, how interesting. I was having a problem out of my boyfriend too, honey. Let's see what the cards have to say.
Oh, you gotta wait till they're not listening anymore.
Huh?
Follow the script while they're listening.
Yeah.
They do. They really, the slave lines are terrible.
They are. That's why we only work with reputable sites. We are only on call systems that work reputably. I have a list of blacklisted ones. If you are a new psychic and you want to know the blacklisted networks, feel free to contact Aeson Knight anywhere. Just Google me. Do not contact me on a network, but I will give you the skivvy on which networks are reputable and which ones can build your career and which ones will just shoot you in the fucking foot.
And all in between, because there's a lot of in between.
There's a lot of in between. There's a lot of trade-off to network reading versus private appointments. I prefer private appointments. I prefer to be able to connect and say what I want to say and address your questions, and not to say, "I'm sorry, the network won't let me talk about that. I'm sorry, the network won't let me talk about that. I'm sorry, I cannot advise you on what to do with your stocks that you're planning to live on 60 years from now." I can't address that, honey.
I don't need this level of liability. Figure it out. I don't need this level of liability. Talk to somebody who knows what the hell they're talking about. Look, I am a psychic. If I had my shit together, we wouldn't be talking.
See, but I love some of these readings I get into. Okay. I love like looking at businesses and being able to sit down and break into and take apart your business and go, okay, this is what's not working. This team member is not working. This team member needs to do this instead of this. Like, I'm sorry, there's something called a psychic analyzation of your business. I fucking love that shit.
I do like getting into the back house. I really do.
Yeah. Well, I don't even need the back house. Like, I like to just read on your business in general. What day did you start your business? What's the name of your business? What would you like to know about it? Let's look at the third quarter market returns.
Yeah, how many businesses have you said? I know we're going to have, actually, you know what? Since we're talking right now, I'm going to have one of your newer clients come on at the end of October.
Yes, currently how many businesses have I set up?
That was a stupid question.
No, it is not a stupid question. It is let me think about it, because you have to remember, Mystic PCs, there's a predecessor to Mystic PCs. Probably 74 total setups from hi, I rented a building and I'd like to open a store. Would you come work for me? To, hi, I'm a single mom and I've got to make money and what do I do? So yeah, I've done a lot of business coaching. I've done a lot of, well, fine, honey, this is what we're going to do. And
Shannon!
Shannon brings up a good question. All right, let's address a question because David has been wanting to address the fucking question. He doesn't give a damn about lottery numbers. He is not going to even look at that damn file. Screw you.
She did that on purpose.
Yes, she did. I love it. I don't even have to pay these people to do this stuff for me. But no, psychics do not get lottery numbers because they don't care.
I will look, I will tell you this. I care.
Uh-huh.
There's like a whole mathematical equation as to whether you're going to get what you want or not.
No, there's a whole manifestational process for if you want to get what you want or not.
I want to be rich and famous. I don't know. I'm going to end up doing this the rest of my life one way or another. So,
3 tips of advice to get rich and famous. 1, don't do any nude shot. 2, get the fuck out of West Virginia. And 3, smile more. Oh, Aeson And Dottie for presidential psychic? Depending on the president.
I'm not sure I'd want that liability.
No, honey. I would love to be presidential psychic for, lovely Kamala Harris. I would love to be presidential psychic for Biden. Trump, there's nothing to read on there. I mean, there's no fucking IQ, so how can I read on anything there? He didn't even know he was president.
An unblinking stare into the abyss.
Yeah.
He is...
But I do want to bring up something for our viewers. I do believe it was probably the last year that I was predicting. Yeah, it was last year that we were talking that a client live on air, we were doing yearly predictions, and they asked me about Bitcoin. I told you to stay the fuck out of it. If you got Bitcoin, you best be getting rid of it before it's Confederate money value. I have RBF smiling is not common occurrence. Someone help me with the RBF, please.
Resting bitch face.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I feel you, girl. I just realized that my resting bitch face is also a bit of a smirk.
Uh-huh. Well, we need to take a lovely break.
Good, because I got to pee.
Yep. We'll be back.
Welcome back, goblins. My name is Jason, and I am the host of the Esoteric Book Club, a podcast that examines titles on the magical, paranormal, the mysterious, and the strange. I release 2 episodes a month in which I review books on esoteric topics, recap news of the weird, and conduct interviews with authors, practitioners, and experiencers. The Esoteric Book Club can be found on every major podcast service or can be streamed directly from esotericbookclub.org.
Hi, I'm Tracy Van. I provide a blended reading consisting of mediumship, psychic, and tarot cards. A reading from me can cover any guidance you need from relationships with your partner or your family, spiritual, financial, any questions you may need clarity on. If you would like to book an appointment with me, check out my website, tracyvan.com. That's TRACYVANN.com. I have bookings from 15 to 60 minutes you may choose from. That helps if you just have a quick question, need an answer, or if you're looking for a reading in more depth, I'm here to provide the guidance and clarity for you. Let's just figure it out. Bye.
Hi, Techie Joe here. I work with Aeson and Dottie, some of the best psychics in West Virginia, to create amazing live streams and podcasts for the Psychic Coffee Shop Network. Together, we brew up great content discussing news, events, hot topics, and more, all from a psychic perspective. On the Psychic Coffee Shop, we interview amazing authors in the metaphysical realm. Coffee and Tea combines Aeson with Tracy, Dottie, Natalie, or Lady Gwendolyn for the good and the bad of being a psychic. Shameless Self-Promotion with Dottie the Psychic talks to leading and emerging YouTubers and business owners in our community. Mountain Bears brings you the latest in LGBT news and politics. The Psychic That Plans answers the question of, well, how a psychic plans. Plus, we're live on air. We take your comments and your questions, including psychic advice questions. Check out our amazing programming, book an appointment with top psychics, and find out all the wonderful things we have to offer at PCSBnetwork.com today.
Hi, I'm Aeson Knight. I provide tarot readings covering everything from love and relationships to your life questions and your most spiritual answers. And also, I provide a lot of guidance in finances and divorces and all those relationship problems. So, if you'd like to get a reading from me privately, not on air, you can feel free to do so by visiting aesonknight.com and booking your appointment. I also provide on-demand services, so if your life is a little chaotic, you can go ahead and click that call now button there on my site. Great for a quick answer question. All right, guys, back to the show. Enjoy. And welcome back. So we've talked about what melted your butter today. Well, let's talk about what melted my butter today. So there's this goal system I've been looking at buying. It's called the Power Sheets. It's supposed to help, achieve multi-million-dollar businesses. Okay, I wanted to experience it, look at it, lay it out, try it. Until an announcement came today that a company called Grace Co. has bought the Power Sheet company, and it's like, oh damn!
I can never keep up with those businesses. This is what I pay you for. Like, seriously.
I know, but no, it's like, can we just not? Why do you have to take over everything? I mean, they bought Happy Planner, and the quality went to shit. They've bought other companies. But it's just like, dang nabbit. All right, I'm not buying that one. I'm not going to be doing this one.
That sucks.
Yeah. And it just kind of fueled one of my ideas. It's like, fine, You're just pushing me.
You know, honestly, I have to spread my thinking out over like 3 programs.
Mm-hmm.
I got my calendar. That's one thing. I've got all the social medias.
Right.
But then also I've got like the Trello has been one of the best things.
Uh-huh. I pulled that one from my old Chase days. That's an amazing program. I can do a lot. I can communicate a lot. And you've really fallen in love with it.
I really have fallen in love with it.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go through this. One of the projects I want to do is every now and again go through and clean it up. Like, organize and figure out what I have just... Because I'll just, like... I thought dump.
Yeah. I open my phone and there's like... I'm like, oh, Dottie's in the thinking mode. I'm just going to set my phone back down.
I just... Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bing,
But,
bing,
you know,
bing,
and
bing,
then there's
bing.
stuff that I see and I'm like, she tagged me on this and I don't need to be involved in this project.
Yeah, I never know. I never know. Like, I know you gave me a list, but I think of the two of you as some sort of single entity in my mind because you're together.
Yep.
Like, even though you're separate people and we've had different conversations,
Uh-huh.
in the techie bit, the
Uh-huh.
communication through the internet's where I'm not, like, directly with you, there's one entity.
Uh-huh. Yep.
You're
And
just-
it's like, not my department. No, hello, or you'll tag me something. I'll be like, nope, Joe does that. Joe does image creation. Aeson doesn't do that. Oh, video. Aeson does video. Dottie get a haircut? Not my department. She doesn't want me cutting her hair because I put her in a pixie cut because she'd look glorious in it.
I need to get my head shaved. I like my mohawk. Like, the Dottie the Psychic mohawk it's iconic.
I know it's iconic. I just think that as your masking thing should be the pixie cut.
I'm actually going to go to a barber. Like, I want to get a man's haircut.
I have one to recommend. He's amazing if he's still working.
Is he in Charleston area?
He's in Sissonsville.
Okay. I mean, it's just hair. If he screws it up, then I'll just let it grow out, right?
Well, no, he's amazing. I love his work. I think it's amazing. He does really nice, understandable haircuts. Now, I don't go see him anymore, but I have him he really does a good job.
I need a barber.
And he can address like hair problems and that type of thing. Okay.
Been a lot going on.
It
Let's
has
go back.
been.
It's like I keep wondering why I'm anxious, and then I sit down and think about what I'm trying to accomplish.
Well, and that's when you just have to realize that just because you get an idea doesn't mean you have to do it.
That's true. That is the glory of ADHD. See,
Yeah.
when I was diagnosed in 2nd grade, it was ADD. I had attention deficit disorder because I was like creepy still. I would
Right.
literally sit in one spot for multiple hours.
Right. Yeah, and you know, it's one of those you just have to sit back and let it be.
Yeah. Sometimes it's nice just to go be like that out in the woods.
Right.
Just sit and calm. Just observe the world.
Right.
You know, just kind of let everything flow.
Yeah. And you know, sometimes you have to sit back and watch that and let it grow and let it build and let it kind of transform. And to transform your look and your behavior and how things are and allow that to be even more than what it is.
You know, it's funny because the tips and tricks, the things coping.
Work with you or without you. And some of them don't work. You know, one of the tips that gets handed all the time is to have colored glasses.
Oh God, yes. Okay, here's the thing. There's a lot of something works for everybody.
Yeah.
There's something out there that will work for you.
Right. But no.
But
Can you imagine me trying to actually do a show with these glasses? I've done it before, not meaning to.
Does it help?
It does if I'm having to read a lot, but otherwise it's just annoying.
Right.
You know, and I look like I'm blind. And it's like, no, Aeson isn't blind. He just has very dark glasses that make him read better English.
Does it have like a little slit where so you got like just a small space to look at, or?
No, it's just a total different, it's a color change. It's the same trick they used to do with the clear sheets over your books to make them a different color so your mind perceives them differently and tricks the brain to actually leave the damn letters where they belong.
You know, I've actually seen that. I remember that. We'd get like red and blue and sometimes yellow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I remember a couple of them were terrible. You couldn't read through them.
Yeah. You don't want good ones. You know, I used to tell Mom, do not buy me the good ones. Buy the cheapest freaking colored folders you can find. You know.
That's interesting how, like, you know, you learn different things.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of I hate to say a lot of coping mechanisms. I have learned a lot of coping mechanisms from the internet.
Right.
From YouTube.
Right.
And a lot of them, it's funny because I cracked this joke in the intro to my channel about occultism being self-help for weirdos, but really, like, that's how I feel about the whole thing.
Right. So do you think pagans or psychics have a certain look? Yes, they do. Every psychic has their theme, their look. Like Dottie has her mohawk. I can look at a psychic and go, this is how I'd like to see you dressed. And it's because it vibrates between, you either have the ashram look, which is the, you know, white, flowy outfits, or you have the Abraham Hicks look, which is the black pants, black shirt, black jacket, and a tunic underneath. Currently, a lot of male psychics are dressing a lot more relaxed because you look at the people that are doing the big readings and they're much more relaxed. You know, Chris Dufane, which is the one that took over Sylvia Brown's business. You know, you look at, and it's more legendary. It's like the number of psychics that I saw suddenly go get fucking football helmet haircuts with an long and a medium hit. I was like, dear God, stop it. Take some of that hairspray out. It will defeat your brain process. Your spirit guide cannot reach your crown chakra from the Aquanet.
You know, this is one of those things, like, every now and again, like, I'm like, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Well, then it happens, and I'm like, okay, fine. Okay, fine, I believe.
Uh-huh.
They really are, like, there's an effect, like the chemicals around you can kind of affect your psychic ability. Like, and it's not so much that it like totally cuts you off, because being a psychic is a deep part of yourself. But it puts you in a place where it's difficult to reach that psychic ability. Like,
yeah, it's like if I ever see a psychic in a powder blue power suit, I'm going to pass the fuck out.
honestly, like certain look, I do see there are a couple of things like you can kind of oddly lump some people together. Like there's a couple different like faces that it's almost like they're connected in some way, but it's not anything that you can really fully describe.
Right.
You just have to be able to see that type of person, and then you know that type of person when you see them again. And that's both good and bad.
Right. But now, I'll do a screen sharing moment here and show you some looks. This is right on Google, y'all. Black turtleneck, Black power
Holy
suit.
shit. Wow. Damn. Really? Sorry. I'm sorry.
Suit. Outspoken suit. Soft pink flowiness. Now, this is something I would love to see one of my psychics in. Because she just has that energy. Here's another one.
Oh, wait. I think I have that shirt.
I know you do. Look. Power suit. Relax business. Relax business. There is a look. This haircut is a fucking look for every damn medium I've ever seen around here.
Oh, the fun. No, yeah. I refuse. I refuse.
I know.
I'll wear the pink shirt, but I'm vetoing that shit.
I know. It's like I do not wear the business suits anymore. I have them. I can wear them. If I've got to go to a corporate event, you will see the corporate Aeson come out. He will look like that that he has arrived. But no. Even if you like search psychic dress.
I'm freezing now. I'm going to have to change back. God, it's the first cold night.
Yes. Of course, you're going to get the traditional, and you want to see Aeson lose it, dress like this at an event. He will send you home.
Oh, that's a character.
Uh-huh.
From Notre Dame.
Uh-huh.
Which was a good movie, and actually planted her in a pretty cool light.
Yeah, it did, but at the same time, it's like, just don't.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. It looks like pirate to me because I knew a lot of people who would dress like that for events because it was their first time, and they didn't know what else to wear.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, Matt Fraser is America's top psychic medium.
They haven't found me yet.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that out. Watch how many people that are doing professional events will have outlandish suit jackets. If you will go back and look on on one of Joe's comments and us going back and forth, he talks about my suit jacket choices and he doesn't like them. There you go. Psychics leaving a festival.
They look like they're going to a funeral.
Exactly.
And a boring one at that. Whoever that person is being mourned for their money. That's what that picture tells me.
Mm-hmm. So yes, there is a look within the business. There is a look within the industry, and you've got to stay up with it. And you've got to develop your own. And that's something that took a while for me to get people together.
I'm still not there. I go in and out.
Yeah.
Like I'm always gonna rock the no makeup look. Like I like my bare face, and I think that's it's another it's another aspect of the face, the bare face.
Well, and that's your thing. For me, all right, me and Joe has been together for 5 years, and I think it was 6 months before he saw me out of makeup.
My public has seen me out of makeup.
No.
It's part of my charm.
Uh-huh.
I did put on a little foundation because my face is kind of torn up right now. I've got the adult acne, which sucks. Like I'm 37. Why do I still have acne?
Because your body's changing hormonally. Oh, what did you just do?
Went back on my antidepressants.
So your body's got to produce the hormones it needs and get rid of the ones it doesn't. So go and get you some ivory soap and start using it.
Yeah.
Shannon, you have beautiful eyebrows. We just need to color them in.
Okay, no, we need to roll it back. We need to roll it back because some shit done happened. The reason I'm sorry I interrupted you earlier, Aeson. I was reading these and I lost it. I was like, what the fuck? Benjamin on YouTube just said he asked if psychics had a certain look, and the answer is yes, we really do.
Yeah.
not I know Aeson kind of went into the fashion concept, but like energetically, you can tell when somebody's like on.
Right.
And you probably scared the Christians, honey. Like they're so
Yay!
spooked.
Yay! I enjoy it.
I can't believe I said that out loud. Look, okay, I know plenty of really good Christians, and so I try never to insult that faith. Because
Well,
it
I
is
don't insult
at heart
Christians,
another
I
form of
insult
faith.
evangelicals.
Ugh.
There's a difference.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I do try to use the word zealot or fundamentalist in some way to separate them out, because normal people don't do that shit no matter how much they love Jesus.
But no, I think that it needs to start being a whole separate faith. It's kind of like, you know, with,
It is. Oh my God. So I don't know who did this. The world may never find out who did this. But whoever did this, kudos, man. Kudos. But somebody went to that evangelical bastard's tent, the one that was set up in like Tennessee or something. He used to have wood chips on the bottom of it. He's a hellfire preacher. We're all going to burn in hell. The witches one, the one who was yelling about witches in his church. Somebody went to his church. Somebody's have been going to his church and sticking tarot cards in the sod, so much so that they just pulled it up. Or not the sod, the mulch.
Interesting.
I just wanted to share that story. I just thought that was just epic.
Yeah.
But no, like, you know, you can tell you can tell when somebody's on. Right. Also, like, I hate to say this, there are subtle indicators about our sense of style. If you're into this community, like, we all have just a certain look. We do really have sort of like dress a little differently as a group than fundamentalists, because sometimes you don't know what kind of weird rules they've got going on behind the scene.
Yep. You know,
I have yet to get one of the pamphlets yet. Like, I mean, I did get one when I went to a gay pride parade. Like, the first time I went, because we had to go through these evangelists and they were handing them out. I'm like, okay, thanks.
Yep.
Just standing there handing out the pamphlets as you go in. I'm like,
I don't know what you're talking about. If she has a whole rack of kimonos, shawls, and robes behind her.
Who, me?
Shannon has a set style of, you know, kimonos.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, which are gorgeous. They look lovely with a nice turtleneck and your black dress pants and a nice pair of 3.5-inch heels. No higher, no lower. You're great.
That sounds nice. It sounds like you make it work, girl. Make it work. Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why. I don't know how they picked up on it, but we are energetically different than them, unfortunately. Yeah. So they can kind of pick up on it. They, for some reason, think we're the enemy, and just be careful, man. Be careful.
Yeah, they will. The energy will happen. The energy does connect. You know, I was in blue jeans and a t-shirt that had something on it on a vacation in Ohio. And the girl says, I need a reading. And I'm like, oh, I am not on duty. But no, psychics are known for their dress. They're known for their outfits. I mean, if we look at the... if you saw the Long Island medium without any bleach in her hair, without her hair done, without her business black simple outfit,
you wouldn't recognize her.
You wouldn't recognize her.
Yeah, think about it. Like, there's a reason I've stuck to the purple mohawk. I mean, there's a difference between like the energy signature that we give off and the branding, because I'm gonna guess that he wasn't doing any branding.
Yeah.
But I do agree that professional psychics, that is one thing that separates the professionals from the amateurs, is understanding how you present on screen. Now,
Right.
that's one point against me, but I'm going to make it like something cute.
But you present well. I've never had to look at you and tell you to go change yet.
That's because Sky got to me first.
Well, thanks, Sky, and fix her a cup of coffee. Yeah, it is very much like witches can pick up witchy vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like a lot of these people, these people, they don't believe in magic, but even, back in the day, it wasn't really just magic. Like people just did that stuff at home. Like especially if you're like Irish descent, we like live alongside a whole race of like other people. There's a whole subworld of beings around us.
Right.
And people will pretend like they've not seen things.
Right.
Or they'll change the meaning of them.
Right.
And I do think that there are certain spirits who take advantage of that. Whether they're some sort of thought form.
Right.
Or just maybe a being that has figured out how to feed off of that energy. But it seems like a prime target.
Right. And it can be a very timed target. It can be a very timed, completely place to keep your head together and to make sure that you got your stuff moving forward and knowing where things are at and how to do them properly. But no, branding is one thing, your psychic energy is another, and then enforcing that energy into different levels of things is highly, highly important. Okay. All right, guys, we've had a really great time. I love talking with Miss Dottie. She's always fun and veggie. But I do want to take a moment to thank our station's Patreons. Thank you, Beverly Walker, Mika G, Mary Winfield, Brenda Bryant, Ashley Guest, Shannon C, Shannon D, the ever-loving Lady Gwendolyn, Charles Shaw, Dottie the Psychic, Tracy Vaughn, and Donna Wyatt, and the Laughing Tree Grove. If you'd like to become a Patreon, get early access to most of PCSP Network's content early, a special magazine, and other perks and benefits, please visit PCSPnetwork.com. And you have Patreons, my dear, that are your personal Patreons.
I'm sorry, I will never say people's names out loud.
That's okay. We do want to thank the Dotlings for joining us tonight. Be sure, however, to check out DottieThePsychic.com. And always, you can reach me at AesonandDottie.com. You can find all our hosts at PCSPNetwork.com. And as always, have an amazing night. I'll be back tomorrow night with Mountain Bears. And Miss Dottie, what's your next shameless self-promotion?
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. Oh, my next shameless self-promotion is actually the Optimist.
Yes.
The Optimist.
Yes.
So that would be, I don't remember what date that is.
I believe it's October the 10th, darling.
Okay, so October 10th at 8 p.m. And if you got the newsletter, then you'll be learning a little bit more about him before the live stream.
Yep.
And about also later on this month or October, we will have fake lips.
Fake lips on. And that'll be fun. And, she's always so sweet and adorable. All right, guys, you have an amazing evening, and we'll be talking to you later. Bye.